All I have to say is I know this is a good day, or everything's going to go nice and smoothly, when the first tool you have to break out is a torch. Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Next to me, 912 engine. I know, last episode, maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, but we pulled it out of this, lovely car behind us. This episode, all I'm going to do is tear this thing down and see the extent of the damage. I have the parts, but I'm trying to make this a semi-short video, I think, I hope. Who knows? Maybe I'll put it back together, depending on what's going on. But plan is right now, just tear this thing apart, this whole side of the engine off, and see what's going on the inside. Like I said, I already have a valve spring, a valve, keeper. So I have the stuff when I think I need to put this thing back together. Rain fart, really. So stay tuned. I'll roll some really delightful music and hit the time lapse. And as always, I'm going to chime in with my beautiful commentary when I inevitably want to complain about something. Cue the music. Figured I'd throw a tech tip in. After you torch the nuts, trying to get them loose, and when they do eventually start turning, don't, try to spin them off with your fingers. They're still hot. But anywho, let me continue doing this tedious work. Heat shields. I hate taking them out. And it's not that I hate taking them out, because you have to do the service work or to work on these. It's, if you ever taken them off like, an air-cooled engine, Volkswagen, those little slotted screws, they are a bear. You either end up stripping them, or they don't want to come out. So, it's all the fun. Taking this crossover pipe, smog pump, whatever you want to call it, off. Not pump, actual line off currently to get the carb off. But more music. Also, if you're watching this and you're cringing because I'm not doing, cleaning everything up and so on and so forth, there's a really good reason for that. This entire head's coming off, so I don't care if anything goes in there. So let me continuing on. For the air pump or what have you, crossover emissions, these things they're bad. They should slide in and out. They didn't, hence running the impact on it to work it out. So this engine's had a hard life. This is that pipe. It's just plumb full of crud. So we'll go through and obviously clean all this stuff. Man, Hard life. Not even kidding. All right, time lapse still rolling anyway, but jiggle wiggling the head off, so you'll be the first to see the destruction, at least on the bottom of the head, before I do, because I'll show it to you guys first, and I'll look in the camera. It's this cylinder, by the way. And it doesn't look, I'm looking at it with you guys. Doesn't look too bad. Hold on, let me put this down. All right, guys, I'll show you the cylinder. And this is the other reason I opted to do this repair versus, selling a whole full rebuild of an engine. Oh. Well, light, turn back on. Turn back. Turn on, please. What are you doing to me? Anyway, that's the only damage to the top of the piston. Hardly any. It made contact a couple times. The cylinders still have cross hashing, give or take, in them. But the amount of oil that's on the bottom side, hold on. What I'm saying is the amount of oil that's collecting on the bottom of that cylinder isn't a big deal, but you can tell the engine's worn. There shouldn't be, the engine's been sitting. There shouldn't be that much collecting under there. But let me get most of the stuff out of the way. Anywho, let me flip this head around and see what I got going on, because I looked at it with you guys. All right, I got the head flipped over and cleaned up. I don't know well you can see it, but the valve is obviously just stuck open. I can get put a screwdriver behind there. So everything else, oh, son of a bitch. I'll zoom you in, but these heads have been off before. You didn't know, 56 and 12 heads, notorious for cracking along the spark plug. Well, I see evidence of welding. So these have been off and they have been repaired. Doesn't look like they refreshed the engine, just the heads. So, good to know. Could be another reason the spring went. Possibly not, but could be. But I'll show you that when we rebuild the thing, because I'll clean it. The head will be clean. But let me see if I can tappy tap this valve out without doing any more, too much more damage to it. Oh yeah, she's coming. There it goes. Oh yeah. For the pickup, but it does have an ever so slight bend. They should obviously, drop in and spin. Well, this sticks. Good news is the backside still feels taut, so I don't think it did any damage to that. But that's all torn apart. All right, guys, weird segue from the last clip to now, it's been about 2 weeks because developments have, happened. Taking his head apart, I noticed that what I ordered was correct and incorrect, mainly because when I was looking at this head, intake valve for cylinder 4 is snapped as well. So this dude got super lucky. So instead of just replacing the valve and the spring on this one cylinder, I'm replacing all the springs on all 4 springs. So was waiting on more parts. Also, I think I showed you these heads have been welded and there's helicoils in it. So someone's been in here before, but. With that, let me start popping some valve springs off and putting new ones on. And I gotta seat that new valve. Good news is the valve seat for the exhaust is fine. But all right, I guess I'll roll some time lapse and some dumb music and get to work on this because we got to get this thing back together. It's been here way too long. So stay tuned and enjoy some time lapse. Oh, come look at me again. There are people out there that actually enjoy doing this stuff. I can honestly say I am not one of them. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just that it's tedious and annoying. But that's my rant, or not even rant. Are you even coming out? Yeah. Right now I'm just taking out intake 4 so I can get it out. All right. Continue watching time lapse. All right, like I said, I'm doing number 4. I got the keepers off. So right now, I'll show you. Is this 4? Yeah. This is intake 4. Put that there. It's busted as well. He got really lucky. The brake was the only thing I could say so far down because it was able to still keep some tension on it and not, float it like the other one. Whereas midway and basically halved it. So like I said, I saw that same kind of brake. It's right on a rust spot. So all these springs on this side, I think I said in one of the first videos, there's all rust in there, so they're all compromised. So just told the owner I'm opting to change them all out. Two broke springs. The other 2 don't look too healthy either. Why chance it? So, but let me keep flopping these things out, or at least put one in. And I got new keepers, so springs and keepers. Not that you really have to replace the keepers, but I'm going to anyway. Also, checking how valve floats freely. I'll probably put seats clean. I mean, bunch of carbon buildup, but I mean, at least the seat's clean. Doesn't look, or not the seat. The bottom of the valve looks good. The seat's nice and shiny. Unlike the exhaust side, which, I mean, whatever. But, yeah, I'll keep doing this. I might hit this just with a little bit of a wire wheel, but I mean, the valve looks good. So I have no ill regrets about, shoving everything back together. So keep watching the time lapse and enjoying some music while I start putting new parts on this thing. Hooray, hoorah. Hoping the time lapse picked it up. I forgot to hit record. New valve is in, and I did lap it or whatever, to make it seat where it needs to seat, or make it know it's its new home. So that's that. So cylinder 4 right now. The other finger's hiding. Cylinder 4 right now is all squared away. You just got to change the valves, or the valve springs on cylinder 3. So, tedious process continues. It's pretty smooth. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Nothing too complicated. So, let me continue with this, and hopefully we'll get ready to put this all back together. That'd be nice. So, stay tuned, and I'll chime in when I chime in. All right, intake number 3, same thing. Around the seat, or where it hits the seat's fine, and a ton of carbon. And I guarantee it's from when it used to have smog, the recirculation. Also the, again, valve spring. She was Did I just pull a chunk off of it? I don't know. But when I was taking it apart, she was creaking. Okay, I've never had one break, taking one apart or putting it together, but hopefully the camera's rolling if that does happen on this engine. But figured I'd let you know, and I'll pop 4 out as well. And hopefully this one goes smooth, and then we'll shove new ones in. Come on. You gonna cooperate, cylinder 4? Or intake, exhaust 3. I can't remember what we're doing. What we're on. Let's see what the exhaust looks like. All of the NASCAR going on right now. All right, valve spring. Keep dropping that damn thing. Where'd it go now? I got a weld bead onto this. Valve spring, much the same. Just rusted and crappy. But one piece. What's the exhaust look like? What are you going to tell me? Charred, burnt. Seat looks good in the actual head. It's clean and shiny. Not so clean and shiny, but it flows exhaust, but you can tell it's making contact and looking good. So I might seat this one, the exhaust, just because I'm set up, and I'll enter to clean it up. The intakes look good, so I'm gonna leave them alone. Let me do some seat action. Go there. All right, guys. Cylinder, head, valves are in. Springs. Just stay there. All new springs, all new keepers. So hopefully this thing will be good now. What I'm going to do now is just go through, put all new O-rings on, and basically get this head, ready to, plop back onto the old engine. Tedious processes, but you know what? It'll be worth it. You know, ideally, hot tank this, go completely through it, but you know, it's not a rebuild, and it's to get it, you know, running, driving back down the road, and that's what this repair is going to do. Like I said, you can tell by the health of the engine, it's really not healthy. So it's more, I don't want to say a kick it down the road repair, but it's a repair that will get it to its rebuild. I mean, best way I could put that. So, all right, let me continue doing more tedious work, and you'll join me hopefully when I'm ready to just this all together. More music, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to run time. It's just so much fun I'm having. I don't know what part of the video I'm putting this in, but ever wonder why your car's not sealing, or, you know, health of it? These are rubber. They're not supposed to be plastic. Where's the other one? So, this thing definitely, like I said, I mean, they're just breaking off. This thing hasn't been off in a while, and like I said, when I noticed the head repair, kind of, you can tell it's an older repair. So that kind of goes along with what I was thinking. So let me continue cleaning, wiping, and resealing this head so it's ready to go back onto the engine. So much fun. I'm just going to continue seating this in. Washers, nuts, so on and so forth, to get this where it needs to go. I'll chime in with any, you know, complaining like I normally do. Heads down and torqued. Next, throw on this rocker assembly thing, and you know, keep building it up. All right, top end, rocker assembly, all push rods, everything's in. What I'm going to do now is better than later. I'm going to rotate this thing over by hand. What I'm doing now is I'm going to rotate this over by hand. Make sure I don't hear any, you know, pipping or popping. You know, make sure it works as it should, in other words. Oh yeah. So she's spinning over. Everything's looking good. Let's see if I can find a TDC mark. There's one. What are we TDC'd on? Oh, really loose. We're going to go through, obviously, and adjust all of these. But not too bad, actually. What's the other side? Should be TDC 1. Other side feels good. A little chitter chattery, but I'll get this whole engine together. What's bottom dead center? There you go. You're tight. You shouldn't be. Feels good. So exhaust 3 is tight. Let's see if it finds. All right. Other thing I've noticed right now, exhaust cylinder 3 is tight. All the other ones are loose, so that's fine. If you remember, I think said get about 200 miles on this car, bring it back in, stuff tightens up, so on and so forth. But that's fine. Everything's good. Everything works. No weird noises, no weird popping or anything like that. If you did notice, I did replace all the bolts on the rockers. They didn't feel good. They felt stripped. Couldn't get them down to torque. Once you start creeping up on it, you get the So replaced it all with overkill flange serrated bolts. I think they're 10.5s, which is like a grade 8. So they ain't going anywhere. But let me continue wrapping up, putting this thing together. We are in the, I guess, home stretch-ish. The outside of it is coming together. Is going to come together now. So, like I said, I'm going to come back and adjust the valves, obviously, before I put it into the car, because it's right in the old face hole. But continue watching and listening to some music and time lapse, and I'll chime in like I normally do. Any important updates, but I don't feel I have been chit-chatting. I feel like I've been ignoring you guys. So, hello. Just hitting the, doing the old exhaust right now. Putting that on. The, everything's, pretty much buttoned up. I got a couple odds and ends, odds and ends, like normal. But for the most part, this thing is almost ready to go back into its home. If I can finish tightening these bolts. One more. All right. exhaust on. But yeah, the everything is pretty much on here. Let me stop this thing. Can we rotate it? Right, it's falling. But yeah, dress that, like I said, I gotta go through. I'm gonna go through, set the valves, make sure they're where they need to be. Carburetor's on. Front dress is, well, on the ground. You can't, you know. We found out from the from taking this out, you gotta take it off. But other than that, gonna set valves, throw spark plugs in because it's gonna be easier to pretty much get this thing right. I gotta while you're watching me, let's attach the old fuel line because I'm here. Make sure this is tight. All right, fuel line attached. Put that on just so I don't lose it. Maybe. Go on so I don't lose it. Jeez. All right, that's on. But yeah, right now, like I said, I'm gonna just adjust the valves. Don't think you need to see that. We're gonna adjust them, or I'm gonna adjust them, and get ready to throw this thing back in the car. But as of, you know, right now, with the exception of some, you know, minor odds and ends, she's ready to scoop back in. So it's going pretty well. All right, valves adjusted. Rocker box covers I just snapped on just because, you know, don't want any more crap to get in there. It's at least clean and ready to go. But this thing is ready just to gently put back into the car because I know that's going to take, you know, go smoothly. I mean, it came out smooth, but only thing I'm waiting on is plugs. Thought I had them. Well, I changed heat ratings, so I'm going to run a little bit of a hotter plug. Hopefully it'll work better with the worn engine and the excessive amount of oil in the cylinder. But rambling, like I normally do, aside, I'm going to end this episode because I know it's dragging on a bit. Stay tuned to the next one where we're going to plug this thing in and hopefully just start it and it'll run. I wish I could do a bench test, but you know what? I can't. The bench test is actually back in the car. So, you know, hi, mosquito. So let's hope this is back together right. I'm not going to lie. I do get nervous when I do these things because to fix it, it comes out again. Not looking forward to or wanting that. So we're gonna just plug it in, put it back together, turn the key, and you know it's gonna run like normal or like it should. But rambling aside, like I'm really good at it, and you guys know that if you've been watching for a while. If you did like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. Stay tuned to the next one, and thank you for watching. Have a good day, guys.